The most difficult truth about avoidant attachment is that much of the pain they inflict is not accidental. It is not always the unintended consequence of their wounds or the unfortunate byproduct of their fear. The avoidant often engages in calculated behavior designed to create distance, maintain control, and protect themselves at your expense. They hurt you on purpose, not necessarily with malicious intent, but with full awareness that their actions will cause pain. Understanding this distinction changes everything about how you interpret their behavior and whether you continue to make excuses for patterns that are deliberate rather than unconscious. They know exactly what silence does to you. The avoidant understands that disappearing without explanation creates anxiety and confusion. They have seen your reaction to their withdrawal before. They know that days of silence make you question your worth, that lack of communication triggers your insecurity, that their absence causes genuine emotional distress, and they choose to do it anyway. The silence is not because they forgot to respond or got too busy. It is a strategic tool to create the distance they need while keeping you in a state of uncertainty that prevents you from moving on. If they truly could not respond, they would say so. But they do not, because the ambiguity serves them. It keeps you waiting, keeps you invested, keeps you available for when they decide they want attention again. The hurt this causes is not collateral damage. It is the intended effect of behavior designed to maintain control while avoiding accountability. They devalue you to justify their distance. When the avoidance starts to feel too close to you, when their attachment system activates in ways that feel threatening, they do not communicate about needing space. Instead, they begin finding fault in you. Suddenly, qualities they once appreciated become irritating. Your communication style is too much. Your emotional expression is exhausting. Your needs are unreasonable. This devaluation is purposeful. By convincing themselves and sometimes stating directly that you are flawed, they create psychological permission to withdraw without guilt. They are not leaving someone wonderful. They are escaping someone who has too many problems. This reframing is calculated self-protection that requires them to hurt you by diminishing your worth. They know that telling you that you are too needy or too emotional will wound you. They say it anyway because your pain is less important to them than their need to create distance without taking responsibility for their own fear. They use breadcrumbs to keep you hooked. The avoidant does not accidentally offer just enough attention to keep you waiting. They are aware that sporadic contact, occasional warmth, and intermittent engagement create a trauma bond that is difficult to break. They know that if they disappeared completely, you would heal and move on. But if they check in periodically, if they offer small moments of connection, they can maintain your hope and your availability without having to actually show up consistently. This is intentional, emotional. They are aware they cannot give you what you need, but they also do not want to lose you as an option. So they offer breadcrumbs, knowing that each small gesture will reset your hope and keep you invested in a dynamic that serves only them. The hurt you feel from these inconsistent patterns is not something they are blind to. It is something they have chosen to inflict because keeping you hooked with minimal effort benefits them. They punish vulnerability to discourage emotional intimacy. When you express hurt, when you ask for emotional support, when you show vulnerability, the avoidant often responds with coldness or dismissiveness. This is not accidental emotional tone deafness. It is purposeful discouragement of behavior they want to avoid. By making you feel bad for expressing emotions, by treating your vulnerability as weakness or manipulation, they train you to stop asking for emotional connection. They know that dismissing your feelings hurts you. They know that being cold when you need warmth creates pain. They do it anyway because if you learn to stop bringing emotional needs to them, they can maintain the relationship on purely superficial terms that feel safer. The hurt is the point. It is the mechanism through which they shape your behavior to match their limitations. They choose timing that maximizes impact, the avoidant who withdraws right before important events, who creates conflict before trips you plan together, who becomes distant when you need them most, is not operating on coincidence. They are aware of timing. They know when their absence or coldness will hurt most. And on some level, conscious or not, they choose those moments to deactivate because the intensity of your need triggers their flight response. They would rather hurt you during a vulnerable time than push through their discomfort to show up for you. This is a choice. They are prioritizing their emotional comfort over your well-being, with full knowledge that their timing amplifies the damage. Why this truth matters. Recognizing that the avoidant hurts you on purpose does not mean they are evil or intentionally cruel in the way a malicious person is. It means they are making conscious choices to protect themselves at your expense, that they are aware of the pain they cause and choose to cause it anyway because your hurt is less important to them than their fear. This awareness should change how you respond to their patterns. You can stop making excuses for behavior that is deliberate. You can stop believing they do not know better when they clearly do. You can recognize that someone who hurts you on purpose, regardless of their reasons, is someone who does not deserve continued access to your heart.